Good morning, afternoon. Oh my gosh, happy Sunday. So anyway, hello and welcome to another fabulous episode of Cooking with Charisma. Dinner with the Olsons, keeping it real, whatever you want to call it. Today, I am going to make air fryer chicken Parmesan. So, and yes, I may be dressed as a giraffe. My son was like, Mom, you might want to get dressed before you go live. I was like, why? Because you're in a onesie. And I'm like, and I can do that, right? So yeah, I was like, my fans, my viewers, they love it. And besides that, when you're stuck at home and you're binge watching Masked Singer, you kind of feel like you can be in a onesie. So why not? Anyway, before we get started, I did not get everything quite prepared as I should have because I might have got sidetracked doing a puzzle and I had to even set my alarm because I was like, and then the alarm's going off and I'm like, yeah, just one more piece. Like I have to step away from the puzzle. The girls started it last night and of course I think I must finish it right now. Because I bought a 5-pack of puzzles yesterday. I went to the Walmart and so it's all Disney, so super fun. It's like Toy Story and Monsters University and Inside Out and Cars and The Incredibles. And 2 of them are 300 pieces, 2 of them are 500, and 1 is 750. And I told my son, I said, tonight we are going to have puzzle wars. He's like, okay. So he's like, how do you do that? I'm like, I don't know. We'll just have one puzzle, one team versus the other, and 2 of the puzzles. So I think it'll be fun. He's like, you should leave them all set up on the table, and that way when they're done, it'll look just like this. I'm like, it looks like 5 puzzles. That and we do use the table for other things like my crafts. Some people eat at their dining room table. I do crafts and puzzles, whatever. Anyway, we're going to get started on making lunch. Air fryer chicken Parmesan. I gave Bella and Tony a vote last night. I was like, okay, so what do we want to make tomorrow? Do we want to make egg roll in a bowl I said air fryer, and before I could even get it out, they're like the other one. So I was like, okay. They're like, really? Did you just ask us that? Eggs in a bowl? No. I was like, no, it's an egg roll in a bowl, like Chinese food. And they're like, well, we don't even like egg rolls, so. I'm like, I will be making that for me, and they are not today, but maybe tonight. I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna make air fryer chicken Parmesan. I thought they might be getting sick of chicken and air fried chicken, but they're not apparently, or they love pasta, and it was the other option. So we have chicken breasts thawed out, and they are sitting in the sink over there. I think it's 4, but I don't know. It smells like raw chicken. And they're still wrapped up. But we're going to go ahead and get I don't have the little 3-piece coating set trays yet. So we've just got mine. We're going to season the chicken with salt before we get going. But for now, we're going to go ahead and add flour to 1 coating tray. It does call for, I just bought new flour yesterday, so it's a little heavy. It calls for half a cup of flour. So we're going to add our flour. My 1/4 cup is on top, so I'm just going to do 2 of those because that's math. 2 quarters make a half. So we're going to add that to coating tray number 1. Half a cup of flour. Exciting business, right? All right. In coating tray number 2, we are going to whisk the eggs and milk. So it's 2 eggs, and I had my trash can out. Somebody put it away. 2 eggs and 2 tablespoons of milk. But if milk's good, heavy whipping cream is better. So that's what I got out. And where is my wipey towel? Because I got an egg on my finger. So if you hear any puppies crying in the background, that would be Pumpkin because he's a big crybaby head. Because he's in timeout right now. Because he doesn't understand the difference between playing and don't bite. So you can't have a Rottweiler play biting with people. So 2 tablespoons of milk. It didn't really get out. Ooh, it looked clumpy, but it's not, and I might have more than 2 tablespoons. But we're going to whisk that together with our little mini whisker right here. Hope it's not clumpy. I hate the smell of milk, so. And it didn't smell funny, so. Still doesn't smell funny. Hi, Kathy. Hey, how did your tomato sauce turn out last night? Did you make your sauce in the blender, or what did you do? So we're just whisking that. This is a great little whisker for this, because you can see it's got that nice long handle, so I can just whisk it away. This is a new comeback item in the Pampered Chef catalog. If you didn't get it, you guys might want to check out my order link. I don't even know if I have one on my page right now, so I'll have to get that reposted. Anyway, we've got our whiskied eggs. Pop that in the sink. And the third one, we are going to, grate Parmesan. Well, I already, the other day, if y'all were watching, I got my Parmesan all in the blender. And so we've got, it calls for 1.5 ounces of fresh Parmesan, or 1/3 of a cup. This is a 1 cup. So we are just going to go ahead and slightly measure that. 1/3 of a cup of grated Parmesan with 2/3 of a cup of panko. I did buy the Italian panko crumbs yesterday, so I thought those would be good for an Italian dish, right? So we've got 2/3 of those, and a tablespoon of Italian seasoning, and yes, I am a giraffe. The giraffe is my favorite. This onesie is so warm and cozy and just comfy. And okay, so it has pockets. So I love that it has pockets. My cute little thing, and it has a little tail. So it's just so fun. And it even has, it's got a zipper down here, so it has a little back flap, but never used that part. The only thing whenever you're wearing a onesie is you have to strip down if you have to go to the bathroom. But the other great thing about wearing a onesie is if I buttoned it up, but I'm not because I'm hot, then I could be like, am I wearing a bra? Am I wearing anything under it? Am I wearing what I slept in last night? You wouldn't know these things. And maybe you still don't. But anyway, okay, back to dinner. So these are the ingredients in here. I am just going to, I don't know, combine with, yep. So just combine all those 3 ingredients in here. I'm just going to stir that up a little bit. And then we are going to coat each chicken breast in flour, then eggs, then panko. We're going to divide the chicken breast onto the 2 cooking trays in the air fryer. I'm going to go ahead and pull these guys out. And I am going to spray them with a little bit Mrs. Potato Head, I love it. I also have a narwhal onesie, which I love too. But my narwhal actually has mittens that cover your hands, so they're optional. But if I don't have them, then they dangle, and the dogs think that that's fun. And I'm like, no, that is not a game. So I'm just putting a little, it's coconut oil actually, right onto my trays here. I'm going to set this one aside for a moment, just because they do stick a little otherwise. And usually it's recommended. I don't know why it's not saying that now. And let me just cut open my chicken. So we'll just grab a little paring knife here, cut open the chicken, because you guys know I love raw meat. All right, so that's cut open. We're gonna grab our forky fork. And I think I've just got 3 chicken breasts, but they are huge amongo. So I think it says now, coat each chicken breast in flour, then eggs, then panko. So we're gonna coat this in the flour. Oh shoot, we forgot to salt it. Jim darndy. Well, we'll salt the other ones, maybe. Or will we? So I'm just coating this in the flour. All right, we got the flour on there. Now I'm going to dip it in our egg mixture. These are big. I knew it said 2 pounds of like over 2 pounds of chicken. So I was like, that's going to be plenty. I started to thaw out another pack, and I was like, nah, this is good. Because we're having pasta too. And then we're going to pop this on into our breadcrumbs, our pancos, and our Parmesan. Just want to make sure I get this well coated. Oh yeah, look at that. Whoops! And if you're playing along, you can just sprinkle that love everywhere. Pumpkin, enough. Sorry. You know. Sometimes you just have to tell those babies to quit crying, but he's not going to stop. All right, so we got one down. Still didn't salt this one. Goodness, maybe by the third one I'll give it a good salty salt. Or you probably, it says to salt your chicken, you know, but if you guys know me, I hate raw chicken. I hate raw meat. So I saved that part to the very last. I'm like, I'm not opening that raw meat packet until I have to. And so it just didn't get the salt. So I could probably add a little salt and pepper to my flour mixture. What a concept. I know people do that all the time. Come on. So we're coating. That's got a good, nice egg coaty coat. And that looks pretty good, doesn't it? With the Italian seasonings and our Italian breadcrumbs. And I don't really know that we need a lot of salt in there anyway. Oops. Let's spread those breadcrumbs out a little better. There we go. So we've got 2 on here. And we are going to place these guys. Let's give them a little room to breathe. Goodness sakes. I'm going to put these on. We're going to place 1 on the top rack. And then we'll put the other one on the bottom rack. But let's get... The nice thing is it beeps halfway through, so that's telling you, hey, switch your racks. I love that feature. Ah, big old sucker, huh? So no, I still haven't added salt. I'm not gonna do it. And if it turns out to be really bland chicken, I'll tell you, make sure don't forget your salt. Because, you know, I am the pampered chef. I am not the perfect chef. And sometimes you guys can see me totally have a, like, a, like, meal full lot. I have done those live with you before. I've done live things where, you know, I've forgot to get something sealed all the way. And I think the whipped cream maker one time, I just had it everywhere. It was just so embarrassing. But I mean, come on. If I can dress up as a giraffe and cook, I wanted to say breakfast, cook lunch with you live, you know what? It happens. And that is the great thing about this being live. I was going to say about this quarantine life, but you know, I do this regardless. The nice thing about the quarantine thing is more people are watching me. As I look and I have like 2 viewers. Actually, right now I think it said 6. So that's because you guys are telling all your friends, you're like, oh my God, come and look at Charisma. She's dressed up as a giraffe and she did her hair and makeup. Kind of. And oh my gosh. So, okay, if you guys notice, I'm talking about my makeup. I do have on the Unique lip stain. This color, Lindy, is, I believe this is Serendipity. It's my favorite. I love this. I love my lip stains, but I love this one, Serendipity, and I think it's no longer, it's like been discontinued. But also, my friend Lindy has been doing Beachbody on demand. So she's been doing it because her son has an account. And I'm like, oh, I don't really want to get it. I hate, you know, I don't want to pay for it because I have a gym membership and I'm doing Weight Watchers and I'm not doing Weight Watchers. But anyway, it's like, that's just one more thing. So they have the 14-day trial. So I'm like, whatever, I'll do it. So the first day I did like the fit test. Yeah, I did not record anything that I did because I really didn't do it. I mean, I did, but my like ones and twosies don't count. And then you get to do it again in 2 weeks and see if you improved. Well, gosh, I can only go up. So I did the fit test and thought I was going to die. And I did the PIO. Oh, this was Insanity, right? There's a reason why it's called Insanity. Then I did the PIO. Pio, I think. And we just did the fundamentals, so we knew the basic, stretches and how you should be doing it, and the modified versions of blah, 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 blah. Anthony did that with me. He should have done Insanity with me. So yesterday, I did, the first, real full class of Insanity, and I did not die. But my ribs hurt so bad from laughing or twisting or bending or jumping or something. Oh, it's interesting. So anyway, we got those 2 trays in there. Thanks, Lindy. She's a bad influence. Now, before we start it, we are going to, we're done with these, so I'm going to move these out of the way. Eggs and raw meat stuff. So I will be washing these counters again. Woo, baby. So we're going to do a little trick that we did the other day with our tomatoes again. I just washed tomatoes. Oh, and I thought I got out my 2 plates so we could do I guess I didn't do the tomato trick. But since I didn't, you could also do 2 lids, and you put the lids in, or you can use the close and cut if you've got that. So you're basically smashing the tomatoes in between 2 items, and then you just cut straight across. I failed. I did not, once again, I did not prepare adequately, so I'm just going to sit here and cut these guys up. But we are going to put them on, so you're going to have your tomatoes, and we're going to put them on the drip tray of the air fryer. What? Isn't that crazy? When did you do that? After the Walmart marathon? When did I do what? Kathy. Wash my tomatoes? or dress up like a giraffe? Or the last time I did my tomatoes was Friday night when we made the pork chops. Is that what you're referring to? Hey, Maria! So I still haven't gotten notification that our orders have shipped. But like I said, usually they ship within 3 to 5 days. It is taking a little bit longer because of the exercise. Yes, I did my exercise after the Walmart run. Oh, it was crazy. I was really, I had to go outside to cool off. I thought I was going to die. It's like, honey, guess what? I didn't die. He was laughing because he was in the garage. He goes, yeah, I heard you. A gadget for slicing tomatoes. It has what is called the close and cut. So the close and cut is a gadget. So you'd take your tomatoes and you'd set it on there and then you close it, and then you just take your knife and you just run it through, and it cuts all your tomatoes super fast. So yes, it does. I have not got it because I hate tomatoes. And so I'm like, when would I ever need that? And my babies are grown up, so I don't need to cut my grapes in half anymore. And oh my gosh, so I did this the other day, and I used 2 plates because that's the good old-fashioned way that you can get it done in a hurry. But my little plates that I would do it on, you guys, it's also my phone stand. So I'm sorry. You guys can watch me chop tomatoes. It's exciting fun. The other way takes 1 minute and you're done, right? And we just throw them on our pan and we're good to go. But so the other night I did it, and of course did not put them on my on the meal because you just top it with it anyway. So it was a topping, and I was like, so if it's topping, it's optional. So then my daughter was like, do you think I'm 4? Why did you cut all my tomatoes in half? Because she just sits and eats them as, she just eats them like grapes. She just picks them up and eats them and eats them and eats them. And I'm like, so yeah. It's just funny because last night we were playing cards and we were playing spades, and we're sitting there, and all of us have a bowl. Actually, it was the night before. We had goldfish and chips and stuff, and she comes over with the container of tomatoes. And last night we had grapes, real grapes, and they ate the whole thing of grapes. I'm like, seriously, people? So this calls for 3 cups of these little tomatoes. So this is, bought a little dealy bob, and I didn't know which kind of tomatoes to get. I just bought these little round ones that were different colors because I thought they were pretty. I don't know if they're really flavorful. I hope they're flavorful because this is basically our sauce, is these little halves tomatoes. So I could be in trouble. Anyway, so I lost like 17 viewers because they're like, okay, we're bored to death watching you chop tomatoes. And, you know, hear your story about your daughter. And these are already cut up. So that's why I'm using them, because she didn't really appreciate the fact that I cut all the tomatoes in half. So we'll just throw these in there. Bob, 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 bob. And that's it. So, okay, cut the tomatoes in half, put them on the drip tray. Now we're going to put these in here. It might help if I plug this guy in. Voila. And can you guys see the air fryer? A few things in your way, but that's okay. Turn the wheel to select the setting. Air fry. Right there. Press the wheel. Turn the wheel to adjust the time to 18 minutes. Press the wheel to start. Switch the trays with the chicken halfway through. You'll hear beeps as a reminder. Cook until the internal temperature reaches 165 degrees. Now, slice the mozzarella. Well, it calls for 8 ounces of fresh mozzarella sliced with the quick slice. Well, I have the old-fashioned cheese slicer, so look, voila, I sliced cheese. When the chicken is halfway through cooking, we are going to cook our tortellini. But you know what? While the chicken is cooking, why don't we just go ahead and get that started, because you guys are going to go crazy. The thing with Lindy, okay, so Kathy, the thing with Lindy is that she just posts, she started a group, Lean, Mean, and Quarantine, because she is trying to get a bikini body by the time the quarantine is over. So she's been doing this for a while, and she just posts about her workouts every day. And I'm like, yeah, I haven't walked because it's been too cold to go outside. I've been sitting on my butt and eating everything I make. So yeah, we won't talk about how much weight I've gained in quarantine, but I might have gained like 3 pounds. So not happy about it. So I'm like, I'm going to do this with her because she keeps talking about these workouts. And she's doing Insanity and Payo. So if she can do it, I can do it. Maybe. I might die. If I don't die, I'm going to get the shirt that says, I did not die. So anyway, that's the thing with Lindy. So, okay, so we're going to go ahead and get our tortellini cooking. So what it is basically, sorry, just hold your horses. So it calls for 1 package of refrigerated cheese tortellini, a 9-ounce package. I got the 20-ounce package because it's family size at our house. And then it says it makes 4 servings. Well, the recipe, not this, but I feel like we needed this. Okay, this says cook 3 minutes. So I'm going to follow these directions just because we're doing it the fun way. We are going to, I've got my, I don't even know if this is the 3-quart. This is the large micro cooker. This is the old version. The new version's just as fabulous. I love this. So if you don't have a micro cooker, these are fantastic. It actually just says oh goodness, we have to cut. Oh, let me grab my cooking shears because I use these suckers for everything, and I'm so glad that we found them in Anthony's bedroom. Not to call him out or anything, but they were missing for like a month, and we're like, where are they? So we're just going to dump those guys in there. And it says to put enough water in to cover the pasta. So we're going to add our water. La 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 la. La 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 la. So anyway, you can sing while you do this. It's really kind of fun to go la 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 la. La 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 la. So you guys can send me hearts or laughy face emojis. Oh my gosh. So Tony was upstairs and he was like, I don't know, brushing his hair, grabbing a hat. I don't know what he was doing. I really didn't ask him while I was getting ready. And he's like, oh, you're doing your hair. You look so pretty and you're just like a giraffe. I said, yeah, I'm going live. And he goes, oh, I go, my fans will love me dressed as a giraffe or not. And he goes, oh, Ray loves it when you're on. He laughs all the time at you. Or laughs, you know. You crack him up, is I think what he said. And I was like, I crack them all up. I go, and I'm not even trying. How amazing is that? Have you been drinking? No, girlfriend, it is way too early to be drinking in my world. And last night I only had 1 glass of wine. Of course, it might have been overflowing. I had to slurp off the top a little, but it's okay. I only had 1 glass. It's Sunday. It's God's day. We don't drink on Sunday until like later, till after noon, which it is. So it could be, but I'm not. So anyway, we filled this sucker up with our water. I put the lid back on it. We are going to microwave this guy for 8 minutes. Okay. So I'm just going to go pop this in the microwave. Yes, it is cheese tortellini. Can you believe it? It's a mozzarella cheese tortellini bought in the refrigerator section of the grocery store. So I'm going to pop this in the microwave. 8 minutes. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves, my friends. Okay. So that's in there. It's going to cook. This is cooking. We are down to 14 minutes. How long? Well, we set it for 18, so it's only been 4 minutes. 5 more minutes and we can switch it. We're going to switch it halfway through. That's when we're supposed to start our pasta. And we're going to grate more Parmesan. But look, we still have more Parmesan already grated. My stomach is starting to growl. So anyway, while this is all happening, it does call for, for the pasta, we are going to end up adding our cherry tomatoes, our tortellini cooked, 1 ounce, which is 1/4 cup. We're just going to add the rest of this. Parmesan cheese, 1/2 cup of fresh basil leaves. We're going to talk about that in a minute. 1 tablespoon of olive oil. So here is my olive oil. For some of you who don't know, my garlic olive oil. Kathy, get a picture of it. Give it a good shaky shake because I love that it mixes that garlic flavor in there. You can also buy this as basil oil, olive oil, which is delish too, I'm sure, but I use the garlic. So a tablespoon of the olive oil and a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. And then 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Maybe I'll get the salt for that. Talk amongst yourselves when I step out of the way. So I've got my salt. We'll just give it a little twisty twist. So we're going to add that stuff to the pasta when it's done after I drain it. And when our tomatoes are done. And so that's going to be basically, it's just a fresh pasta mix. Oh, we're going to go back to the basil. So we need a 1/2 cup of fresh basil. It does want us to grind these up in the herb mill, but I'm going to skip that. We're just going to chop them up with our kitchen shears because we can do that. So, you know, when you're buying basil, it's so frustrating because you can't buy basil like you can buy cilantro. For 99 cents, you get the little clump of cilantro, right? So you use a little bit of it, you freeze the rest, or you throw it away because it dies, it wilts, it's whatever, right? But you can't buy basil that way. The only way you can buy basil is in these little packets, like I had the rosemary, which I, use 3 sprigs, you throw it away. So frustrating. And especially because I have another recipe that calls for like 2.5 cups of basil or something. And it's like, I'm not going to buy 5 of those for like $3 a piece. So I buy the plant for $4. The plant does not like to be inside, but of course it does not like to be outside when it's cold. So I've had this plant for 2 weeks and it is so holding on to its last bit of life. So I'm so glad we decided to make this today so that I could use it before it's completely dead and I've lost my $4. So I'm just going to grab that. I'm going to grab a bowl to get this ready then. Whoopsie. Come on over here, Mr. Basil. So look at this. It's still doing pretty good. I mean, all in all, it's not dead. So it will not live through our trimming. So some of these leaves have had a rough life. So I'm just going to cut off the ones I want. Oh, it does smell so good though. Maybe I'll see if I can keep it alive for a little bit longer, right? It's not going to happen. I'm taking the ones that are really the greenest, that don't have a lot of the deadness on them. If they have a lot of deadness on them, I'll just cut that part off. It's all good. But if you guys know of any way to get fresh basil in large quantities without buying those stupid $3 packets, or, you know, killing the plant every time, let me know, because I would love to know. And if you guys have, oh look, we are at the halfway mark for this. So let's go ahead. Oh, I need my squishies. So we've got our little mini Shark Week squishies. Shark Week, da, da, da. And we're just gonna go ahead and look at that. Doesn't that look amazingly delish already? Look at those guys. Whoo. That's why we switch it, so that the bottom rack can get gold, nice and toasty golden too. Our tomatoes are doing just dandy. All we have to do is shut the door. Why are you beeping at me? And why does my door want to shut? Huh. That's never happened before. Obviously user error, but we got to go on again. I was going to try to say, the great thing is when you shut the door, it just starts back up. You don't have to like restart it all. Apparently, if your door doesn't shut and it wants to beep at you for doing something that you don't know what you did, you have to push the start button again. That wasn't real hard, was it? So I also need, though, some tips on like keeping your cilantro, your fresh herbs fresh, and I should be the one giving you these tips, but because if you know them, I'd love to hear. And I share tips all the time, and I just don't follow my own rules. I've bought like the herb mills, and I bought the strippers, and I stick it in the freezer, and it's just not the same. So if you guys know some other things, that would be great. So now I've got my basil, and yes, this is probably 2 cups loose leaf, but we're going to go ahead and we're just going to stick our kitchen shears in here, and we're just going to cut it up. Because, you know, big pieces, little pieces, I don't care. I don't feel like grating it in my herb grater. I like my herb grater, don't get me wrong, but if for half a cup, I don't want to mess with it and get it dirty. I'm just being honest with you. If I was doing like 2 cups, maybe. But you guys see how easy this is when you've got your kitchen shears. I love these. Now I do have the salad choppers. Those things are amazing, and most people call them the wrong thing. They call them the chicken choppers because that's what everybody uses them for, to shred chicken, and those things are the bomb.com. But look at that. So now we've got our fresh basil. I don't even know if that's half a cup or not anymore. So let's just add a little bit more because we really want to add some flavor, because otherwise all we're going to have is those darn tomato flavors. And if you are a lover of tomato, which I know that's basically what you're getting when you have tomato sauce, but you know, whatever. So I'm just gonna, so this is the fun thing too, when you have a basil plant, you can just really get those fresh herbs right at your leisure. You just pick them off, you cut off what you need. If the half the leaf's dead, you just cut it off and you don't use the whole thing, right? It's your plant. You can do whatever you want with it. But the nice thing is, and Kathy, I mean, she is the green thumb queen if I knew one. That woman can grow anything, and she is just amazing. And she had basil coming out the wazoo this summer at the lake, and now she knows she's going to be making all kinds of fresh dishes with that fresh basil. I love it. All right, so this guy, see, I trimmed him up a little. We're just going to put him back in the window where he gets a little bit of baby light. My pasta beeped, so I'm going to drain this, hoping that it's really done. I'm going to throw away my chicken wrappers. Blah. So if you guys want, I'm going to spin you around so you can watch me drain, because that's exciting business. Let me get out my strainer drainer. I think you can strain it in this, but we're just going to go ahead and do this. the lid off. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby, where's those grippies? Because this is going to be hot. Come on, hot mama. Ooh, baby. Look at that cheese tortellini. Ooh, babies. So, we are draining those guys. Thank you. He's been a spray baby. So you're going to drain your pasta and then you're going to transfer it to your mixing bowl. We're going to transfer it to this beautiful glazed stone bowl. I love this. Isn't it so pretty? So you can also, that is of course a Pampered chef. Don't act like you didn't know that. So I'm just making sure that my pasta is all the way drained. Give it an extra little toss. A few of those pieces did not get covered very well, and they are more than al dente. So I'm picking those babies out because I know those will get eaten. So try moving into the east window, girlfriend. He is in my east window. That's the only window I get sunlight. My kitchen window. And it's east. Okay, so there's my tortellinis. Now we're going to add, sorry, I have to find where I'm at. Drain the pasta, transfer it to a medium mixing bowl. Grate the Parmesan cheese into the bowl. Well, we already grated it, so we can just pour it in. Hi, Brandy! So there's our Parmesan. We are going to add our basil, our fresh chopped ground basil. Doesn't that look so pretty already? Hello, you guys have seen how easy this was. If you, you could use, your jarred Parmesan, but if you have Parmesan, you can use the micro grater, which is super, super easy to use. Or you can be like me and you just buy the whole packet and you throw it in your deluxe cooking blender, stick it on grind for 30 seconds, and you've got your finely ground Parmesan. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. And now I'm out of Parmesan, but so super easy. Now it's telling me to go ahead and add the rest of my pasta ingredients and toss it to combine. So the rest of my pasta ingredients is going to be 1 tablespoon of the olive oil and 1 tablespoon of my balsamic vinegar, and then 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I am going to, sorry I left you guys again. Talk amongst yourselves. Just for you guys, I'm going to measure. I don't know why, because I've got like 3 times the amount of pasta, so I am going to probably double this. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of the garlic olive oil. Maybe a little extra just to grow on. Because I have, like I said, 3 times the amount of pasta, right? So you got to add a little bit extra. And it called for a tablespoon of balsamic, so we'll add about the same amount. So 1, 2. Sometimes you have to adjust. You have to adjust your seasoning according to, any other adjustments you've made, like doubling or tripling your pasta, right? Now we're going to add our salt. It says 1/4 teaspoon, but you guys know how I feel about salt because I didn't salt my chicken, so we'll just add a little couple twisty twists. Shake that off. Oh my gosh, this smells amazing, and I haven't even added the tomatoes. So we are going to go ahead and give this a quick toss to combine. And then it says when the timer's up, we're going to top each chicken breast with our mozzarella slices, and we're going to air fry it for 2 minutes. And then we're going to add our tomatoes to the pasta and serve it with the chicken. So, oh my gosh, look at that.
You're almost done.
Yep. Got about 2 minutes remaining. I'll toss my pasta, but we can't do that until we do this. I mean, we could, but we're not. We are going to pull these guys out. Oh, you know what? Let's check the temperature just to be safe. Oh, there it is. Got my handy dandy thermometer. I keep this on my microwave because it does have a magnet on the back. So, they swept it up and threw it away today. That's why it wasn't there where it was. I wondered why I swept up a metal piece of something. I knew I should have picked it up. Anyway, that's replaceable. We're going to turn it on. It was sitting on top of the microwave. It's all good. Chicken should be 165. So let's just pull this out, stick it in, and we're up to 130. Never know if I'm going all the way through it or just in the middle. Looks like we're at about a good 145, so we are going to switch these babies. We're going to go ahead and put our cheese on them because cheese makes the world a better place.
Mom, both the ice cream's in the ice bucket.
I don't put ice cream in the ice bucket, sweetie. I don't know. And I don't know how much cheese it calls for these, but I just am doing it the way I want because it's my chicken. Let's see how much this one is done. This one.
Come on. Where are the pink sticks I brought?
And right under the window, sweetie. It's about the same. My finger's burning. Are you stealing my paint sticks? Mine, yours.
You're mine. All mine.
Turn this to air fry. Oopsies. What did I do? We're going to go back to air fry. We're going to turn this down. We're going to do it for 4 minutes just because we know. Or 5 minutes. How's that? Because we know our chicken still needs a little more ticky cook time. And then while that's doing it, we're going to toss these babies, the pasta. It smells so good. So good. Doesn't it look pretty? And then when that's done, we're going to top it with our chicken. We're going to toss in our tomatoes, and voila. We'll have dinner. Lunch. And my stomach is so growling. So you know what I should do? Well, hello. I bought, what do you call it? The bread. French bread. Let's make it. So, talk amongst yourselves for un momento while I grab my bread. Let's get out. We'll stick this on a bread. Eek. Where is my stove? Are you guys still talking amongst yourselves? Just chill for a minute. Oh, there's nothing. Watch your butt. Knock those off. Thank you guys. Had to get my stone out because this is my baby. So let's just cut up some bread real quick. Who does this at 4 minutes till your food is supposed to be done? Me. Kind of forgot about this stuff. So there's a couple. Of course, now it's beeping. It's like switch the tray, switch the tray. So I'll just let it go. Let's grab our bread knife. Cut these into some big chunky pieces. I think I'm cutting this on the opposite diagonal as as you see the pre-cuts, but it's okay. I hear my daughter is waking up. She must have smelled the food. Nummy, nummy, nummy.
Are you doing the puzzle?
She's like, the boy is doing the puzzle. Eek. So,
I will fight. The lights on. I like that shirt. No.
I'm totally gonna cheat, and I have some of that Sam's Club famous garlic butter. I just stuck it in the microwave for like 30 seconds because I want it nice and soft. And we'll stick that on here, and then we're just gonna stick it under the broiler for a few minutes. And I'm just gonna go ahead and spread this out so I can know that those pieces will get all nice and kind of broily and yummilish. You can do your bread however you want, but this is how I'm gonna do it because I totally forgot about it, and we have to hurry. So this is the garlic butter at the Sam's Club. They will make those grilled cheese sandwiches that you can sample and taste, and they're like, oh, so yummy. So just watch me slather. Don't know what is going on right now, but because I'm live, my air fryer is like, we're done. We don't want to close anymore. And it's like almost done, so slathering on there. But what I was saying is Sam's Club will make grilled cheese sandwiches with us. And it's like so stinking good. There might be notifying customer service that my door doesn't want to stay closed all of a sudden. So bizarre. But Pampered Chef does have wonderful customer service, even during a pandemic. So. Ever have any issues with your products, or if it's in warranty, you just contact them. Go on the website, hit the little help button. They have chat. They have phone service. You can email them. I am usually an emailer because I am doing things after their normal, regular hours of operation, which they have amazing hours of operation. But, so I typically just email them, and I usually have an email back within 2 days. And I usually don't have any, like, pressing emergencies that I have to have resolved, like, right that second. So I will do that. But I do have to have something resolved immediately. A lot of times I'll just chat. Because I know it's faster than waiting on hold or dealing with it that way. So anyway, I've got this all nice and totally way buttered. I'm going to pop this in my oven real quick, and then we'll pull out the chicken and check that again. All right, friends. How do you think we're doing? So, you made the garlic butter, or you bought it that way? I bought it that way. Totally bought it that way. Totally cheater, pumpkin eater. Because I was in a hurry. And I'm just going to grab this. Oh, here's my squishy.
I wasn't even asking you. Cow? Yeah.
Look at that. So.
Either has a carrot. I'm not surprised with carrot. I'm not surprised with carrot. She is.
Really? They're pretty nice here.
She is. She's always
153. Seriously? My mozzarella and my cheese is like all yummilish. Oh, but we're gonna switch. Because I am not eating raw chicken, and we are at 153. Sorry, friends. I'm gonna put it in for another minute. I think our tomatoes are good though. Look at those guys. So we'll add those. Turn this to air fry. We're gonna put it in there for stew. Maybe another 4 minutes.
Oh, no. That doesn't.
Cheating. All right, so add these guys. Just pour them right into that pasta. Set that in the sink because it is hot. Hot baby. And I think this pasta is going to be so good even without the chicken. So, what do you think? Isn't that so pretty? It's so yummilish. So, just going to wait for that chicken. You've seen it. I just want to make sure that it is good to go. Cooked all the way through. I do not want any salmonella going on in this quarantine. You know what I mean? We are on a toilet paper shortage, people. So anyway, I will take some pictures and post them in the comments when we're done, and I will give you the family reviews and some feedback. So everybody have a great Sunday. Enjoy yourselves. Get outside. It is beautiful. I have my door open, so I'm getting some fresh air, and I've got kids doing a puzzle. I am so excited. This is fantastic. Have a great day. Bye. Ciao.